Hello everybody, this is your old friend RJ City, and today we'll be watching the trailer to 2006's Poseidon. You see, first, a couple weeks ago we did the Poseidon Adventure on New Year's Eve. It was the greatest New Year's movie of all time, and then a couple weeks later I realized, what ho, there was a sequel, and you can't go back to the Poseidon Adventure, so it was called Beyond the Poseidon Adventure, and then decades passed, and they said, hey, that Poseidon Adventure thing was a good movie, we should remake that. And then they did that classic 2000s thing where when you're rebooting or remaking something, you give the title less words than it originally had. So instead of the Poseidon Adventure, it's now just Poseidon. It's an air of mystery. Oh, is this about a nautical god? No, it's about the Poseidon Adventure. Well, why did you call it the Poseidon Adventure? Well, because marketing and branding, and people don't like to read too much anymore. It'd be like if you just called Planet of the Apes Planet. And like, what's it about? And it was like, well, it's a planet of apes. And so you call it Planet of the Apes. They said, no, planet. So, nevertheless, all these films, I believe, in common have one Poseidon, and that's what I'm looking for. So, without any further ado, let us watch the trailer to 2006's Poseidon. Ooh, a little Batman-y kind of thing. Very mysterious.
Was the god of the sea. What better way to celebrate the birth of a new year than born on the back of the old fellow himself?
From Grey's Anatomy. Oh, Lord. This is not going to go well. It's very Titanic-y.
Something's off.
I'll say. This relationship is off? Well, that kid's having a good time. Richard Dreyfuss. Dreyfuss bomb. Oh, and there's a club. Kurt Russell. Sans icon. Very exciting. And Fergie? Jesus. Oh, no. Oh, the perfect storm. This guy has a lot of experience with nautical disasters. Yeah, we got the gist. That should have been the end of the trailer right there for me. Oh, Jesus. See, the difference between this and Titanic is that iceberg happens a lot more slowly. Yes?
You stay here, you die!
Oh, boy.
We will be safe.
Everyone's a good swimmer. Oh my. See, this makes it seem like... we got the website. Is there a... Okay, great. See, that made it seem like there was going to be a great beast, like Poseidon was actually going to show up, and like it's too ethereal, the music, it's creepy, that's spiritual, it's too ghosty. Like, the original was like, the Poseidon event's like, this shit is going to happen, boom, very black and white. This is a little too dark, like when the lights shut off, you're like, a little weird. So, quite a cast, not quite as good as the original, but not so bad. You got Richard Dreyfuss, who could have easily been cast in the original. Kurt Russell could have easily been cast in the original too. Emmy Rossum, who I believe played Christine in the Phantom of the Opera movie, and Gerard Butler played the Phantom and decided to yell instead of sing. Who else is in it? A kid with a cardboard hat. That's fun. The guy from Grey's Anatomy. Anytime you need an authority to, like, seriously deliver ridiculous information, that guy has the experience. And Fergie. And I wonder if Fergie is Fergie here. I think that would have made my life a lot easier. That would be really a lot of fun. I hate when they're like, oh, I'm playing a pop star. It's a parody on a pop star. But it's like, yeah, motherfucker, you are one. So you're just doing one of yourself. You know? So maybe just be yourself and then go all the way. They needed her because obviously they wanted to have a soundtrack. And they wanted the soundtrack to do well. They got her. She's singing Auld Lang Syne in it. So it's a beautiful ship. Very Titanic, but modern Titanic. So everything on the main floor looks like the Titanic, and then they have a nightclub downstairs. Really, DJs, glow sticks, the whole routine. Fergie's kind of jam, let me say. And I love that guy made it absolutely clear, the Grey's Anatomy guy. Poseidon meant god of the sea. And this is a big ship, and nothing is off. And then, of course, you cut to the... I think they could have done a better job with the crew of the ship, steering it and so forth. Something's off. Gee. In all your nautical experience, you're the captain of this giant cruise ship known as God of the Sea, and that's the best you can come up with? Give me a technical term. Rely on your expertise and the professional terminology. Don't treat me like a layman. Something's off. And everyone goes, oh, I understand now. And then no, and you look at the radar and everyone's just frozen confusion. And then that wave felt like a really, really calm wave, just like a lot larger. It didn't seem like it was raging. Just seems like it was swallowing it up. And of course, you know, only the Poseidon is affected. It's not a wave that caused rifts, never hit the mainland, was not a tsunami or any natural disaster. It was just one wave for one ship, and it was a really hard time for all of them. I wonder if, because of all of these Poseidon movies, there's no cruise ships that are like New Year's cruise ships that are like on the sea on New Year's. They're like, that's like a bad omen. It's like a 13th floor kind of thing. We should not do that. I will say, though, tremendous glistening sweat on Kurt Russell. That's one thing from the original and from the sequel, from Beyond, where you're like, gotta have, if you're on a ship and sometimes it's watery and sometimes there's fire, it's very humid, you gotta you look like you just baby oiled yourself. And Kurt has that on a good day anyway. Kurt has that on a normal Tuesday going to the grocery store. So it's nice to see it here. I wish Richard Dreyfuss's character was fleshed out more. Maybe, I'm sure he's some type of professional. A doctor or a lawyer or a bigwig of something of consequence. And then I think Kurt got to say, we stay here or we die. And then, of course, wonderful scenes of people, you know, non-professional swimmers suddenly being expert swimmers. I will say, though, the trailer does make it seem like that's it for that ship. Really, it was engulfed and all the lights shut off, and I think we're done. I really don't see how they're escaping, but I think ultimately I will watch this in full just to see what happens to the kid in the cardboard hat.